Welcome back to Animal Lover. Last time we were looking for Darius Spellbook when she just suddenly turned up. And here we go. What? A lady boner across the hearts. My composure immediately falls. The way she said that was strange and out of character. I'm torn between the uncomfortable sensation of my embarrassment and my life being in danger. Calm down, Kaja. I'm not going to hurt you. Not you. You are safe. I was like you a long time ago. Do you need a tissue? I didn't realize that tears had begun to well up the side of my eyes. No. All right. Kaja? That's your name, yeah? Yes. Please don't be scared. I'm sorry. Okay? Please, I'm not going to hurt you. You and I don't have to hate each other. We're cool. I'm not scared. Good. I turned these guys into animals. I'm sure you got that far. You must think I'm a real bitch. Should I be honest? Yeah, that's true. Of course it is. I did something totally bitchy. Why do you think I did this totally bitchy thing? I don't know. Did you ever take time to consider it? Unless you think I just went around cursing random guys for no reason. They all said that you got really angry at them beforehand. That's true. I did. Why? Stop it. Excuse me. Please, change us back. We'll never talk to her again. We'll leave her alone forever. Just please, we'll leave. Is it Edmund, Kaja? Do you want to know what he did? I'm silent, torn between melancholy and fear. Let me tell you a story. I loved Edmund, much like you do, Kaja. I met him during a ball in the forgotten kingdom of Amandine. I was telling fortunes for scraps and gold. Our kingdom was lax in its treatment of pagan rituals. Many of the townfolks were found novelty or superstition in magic. So I told fortunes. A man in a mask and a purple cloak visits my table, asking me for his. I remember exactly what I told him, even if he doesn't, busy as he was ogling me. I told him his future was lonely and uncertain. He ignored my words and simply flattered me with sweet bullshit. I fell head over heels. I was young, naive. I didn't know the power that man had to hurt you. We spent the night together in a hut, much like this one, but very far away. We could see the stars from outside my window. For a moment, everything was perfect. Of course, the morning came, something no woman or man can help. He had to leave back to the royal convoy. He told me he was part of an escort for the visiting prince. So he left. I carried on with my life, never moving or changing as I waited for the day when he'd come back. And he did come back, several times. Months went by without him. Like a perfect little housewife, I remained waiting patiently for a few short moments I spent with him. Foolishly, one day, I worked up the courage to ask him, "When are you going to stay with me? When do I finally get to keep you forever? Am I going to grow old waiting for you?" He didn't give me a straight answer. He left before I could stop him. I followed him into town, so driven was I to not spend another moment in uncertainty, and the town was crowding feverishly. Around Edmund, around my Edward, as I knew him, as he called himself, he stared back at me and rushed into the crowds. I only had to ask the stable boy next to me what had happened and why the masses were crowding to know that Edmund had deceived me. The Prince of Rosalie was engaged to our own Princess Catherine. I went home to cry. Edmund followed me many hours later as the sun was beginning to set. He apologized. I wanted to so badly forgive him, even back then. You didn't reject the prince, ever. I suddenly felt so powerless, as if a prince had more of a right to hurt me than anyone else. Well, my theory was true, great. It was true then. Now I see what a pathetic, snivelling weasel he is, trespassing in my own house. The terrace pitch lowered, and she began speaking in an accent similar to Edmund when he got really angry. Wearing not robes but commonest clothing, his sins pinned to his back, just as bright and heavy as the rest of humanity's. This man I couldn't refuse to forgive because his right in life told me I didn't have the importance or right to be happy as he did. I never wanted that for you. I got to my knees. Dara went completely silent. She inhaled and exhaled very deeply through her nose. As I was saying, a natural, casual accent returned. He asked me to forgive him. I told him to run away with me, go somewhere new, take the life he had promised us, and go. He offered me the chance to be his mistress. He couldn't give it up. His life as a prince was too important. He told me everything he could give me. I simply cried. Tears turned to anger. 500 years later, the Prince of Rosalie finally resurfaced, once again appearing in my house. Nothing's changed. I'm silent, pushing around thoughts in my head. Idara turns my chair around to face Edmund. His head is hung and he watches the floor sadly. He's still the same to you. Idara speaks behind me, having sat back down on the bed, her face at my side, her chin at my shoulder. He's not done being a prince, and his manners are simply as poor as they were so long ago. Did you know this about Edmund? Did you not see his ugly heart? Well, no, I didn't know any of that. I don't want to believe it. Neither did I. I now take the time to turn back towards Edmund. Edmund does not lift his head. It is still slung disgracefully, hair covering his eyes. But what was that enough to turn him into a hamster for? To take him away from his family? We are both women who've been hurt. We have this in common. I'm not telling you this so you like me, Kaja. I just want you to know the truth. And now you do. Is that the person you found yourself falling in love with? Or are his true colors shining through? Still no movement from Edmund. Don't ask if I'm in the right. Ask yourself if a person who would do this and lie to you about it up until you're even robbing people's houses for him, if he deserves your affection. You do that, and I'll let you go. I can look past it. What? I need to. I can't help what I feel just as much as you couldn't help that you hurt. I trust Edmund. I know now what he did to you. It was terrible and I wouldn't have wished it on anyone. Even Edmund knows how shameful it is. But I have to give him a chance anyway, because he's made me love and I enjoy myself around him. And he hasn't broken my heart yet. I wish that I could just wait until I found someone incapable of hurting someone else. It would be wonderful if I had 100 years to spend waiting until I found someone who doesn't have the capacity to inflict harm onto anyone. But I can't. Even if that guy does exist, how many happy hours would I lose to waiting for him? When I have someone who's at least trying to be a better person and trying to make up for lost time. I can't waste my time trying to fault him for something that happened a long time ago. I'm just going to have to find out myself. The room is silent. Adara stares piercing through me. It's scary and I'm sitting and wondering if she's going to change her mind. I look over at Edmund, whose shoulders are shaking. He sniffs lightly on his hair. Miguel and Frankie, both standing to him, next to him, place their arms over his shoulders. Adara breathes in deeply. You're making a big mistake. Why would you waste your precious time with someone who's just going to end up hurting you? I'm not sure you are at liberty to talk about hurting people, Adara. Will you please remove the curse? No, just leave. Still quiet, Adara has gotten up, walking towards the door past the men. She opens the previously locked door. Light spills in, the entire room rejoins reality. Go! Please, Adara. What will keep them locked in these bodies? Proof. By hurting them, you aren't changing anything. Because he's sick, because when Edmund breaks your heart, I'll know that I did something to hurt him back. And if he doesn't, he will. And if he doesn't, shut up and leave, or I swear to God I'll kill you. You said she'd be safe. Unexpectedly, Edmund stands in front of Adara, his arms spread out as if he was trying to preemptively block a bullet or a spell. His breathing is now comprised of gasps and sniffles. He's crying. Don't hurt her. We'll go. Adara stares down at Edmund, disgusted. Her lips curled and her eyebrows pushed together. I'm done. Just do it. I've spent every day I've remembered here feeling bad for what I did. Keep hurting me if it makes us even. Just do it. I will. Then do it. Adara's grip begins to tighten. No, now and forevermore, the dreadful witch of Vermandine, my choleric knuckles in fear, the likes of which you've never seen. Adara's eyes eyes begin to glow and her feet begin to lift off the ground. I weave tapestries of horror and tales of sorrow that persist on the unattainable edge of tomorrow. Kneel now and never forget the name of the Grand Witch Adara. Are you done yet? Edmund and Adara both turned towards me, their eyes questioning and shocked, like I'd say something surprising, which made sense at the moment I realized I was screaming at a witch. Are you just going to hurt him forever? God, I would have gotten bored by this point. Are you so pissed off that I like someone you don't? That someone like Edmund, someone who's sorry, gets to exist? There are more deserving people to hurt, and they don't deserve what you're doing either. I'm not leaving until you change them back or kill me, okay? Can we be done now? Can I apologize on their behalf? Can you just kill someone so you can stop feeling so sorry for yourself? What is going to take to end this? Did you even have an end in mind? Or were you just going to keep hurting people until you died, so when you died you can say that you got back at everyone? I've had to live in the shadow of the horrible things you've done to these boys for less than a month, and I'm already sick of this, for me and for them. I'm done. It's sick and it's awful, and we just want to go live our lives away from you. You can change us back. We'll go away, and that Edmund can break my heart like you said he would, and you can just spend the rest of your life being right. Okay? Please? Please? By the time I'm done screaming, I'm also in tears. Adara's feet have touched the ground again, and the only thing I can hear is my own sobbing. And the only thing I can do is close my eyes. The only thing I can feel is the pressure behind my eyes and my forehead as I keep sobbing. I'm so scared. Somewhere in the mix of everything, I get a little self-conscious about this knot just below my nose. I wipe it up on my shirt sleeves, but I'm not done sobbing. My throat is beginning to feel rough as I continue. I don't dare look up. I don't want to know what I'll see. It's done. Words skim past my ears. I'm still trying to wipe tears from my cheeks. Hey, I said it's done. I removed the curse from everyone. Even Mr. Guy, he's okay now. Your ferret friend is back too. Somewhere. Couldn't tell you where. Probably naked in some forest. Now get the fuck out of my house. I look up. Adara is standing in front of me with her spelled book open. The other boys are also looking at her confused. All of you, seriously, get the fuck out of my house. Miguel's the first to go. The first one who the message gets to. He books it like the football player he was. Come on, get the fuck out of here. If any of you ever come into my house ever again, I will fucking murder you. Charlie's next, booking it out of the house. Frankie soon after. Edmund looks at me, still kneeling on the ground, extending his hand. Don't you wait for her. Get the fuck out of here. Adara says, kicking Edmund until he finally starts moving. Then the hut is just Adara and I. Thank you, Adara. Don't you dare thank me. You're just as bad as those fucking animals out there. Get the fuck out and don't ever come back. Receiving the hint, I began to scatter out of the house. I don't know why I felt compelled to thank her for simply reversing all the pain she's caused. At her doorstep, I turned back to say one last word. Anything. Adara, it's too late. She slams the door in my face, and we're safe. It feels bittersweet. I look behind me to see the rest of the boys. They're just as dumbfounded as I am. All of them have their mouths open, their shoulders are shaking. No one knows how to react, and everyone looks at me. Why are they looking at me? What else do they want from me? I raise my arms. My fists are above my head. A lot of them still don't know how to react. I was about to say we did it, but we didn't really do anything. Everything's okay. That's not a great cheer, all things considered. How about... Yeah! Woohoo! Frankie looks around at the others for a moment, his fists tightening. Woohoo! Yay! Others follow. It's over! We're okay. We're alive. They're all hugging each other. I approach them and they bring me in for a group hug. It lasts about 12 seconds before Charlie speaks up. Hey, we should get over there's porch. Everyone's mind snaps back into place and we all start racing towards Dustin's car. Somewhere along the way, Edmund's hand finds mine. We run through the woods in ecstasy, hand in hand, thanking God that we're still alive. With nothing gained and with every scar that we had suffered as the consequence of so much lost time, just happy to be alive. Epilogue. Oh, hope it's not too long. Thank you for everything, Kay. Oh, Kyle. Leaves are falling on the ground inside the coffee shop. I actually don't remember this town ever having a fall like this. Either I've completely gazed over in my mind the browning of leaves and the chill in the air of this town for my entire life and am only now appreciating it, or we are finally enjoying a decent autumn for a change. I step inside to be greeted by a female barista at the counter. Hi there, how can I help you? Hi, a large coffee with room for cream and sugar? Sure, that will be $4.65. Alright then. I look just to the right above the counter. He hasn't quite noticed me yet. Edmund stands at prep counter filling out another order. He's wearing a tight black shirt and khakis with a brown apron wrapped over him. Your name, please? Oh, I don't quite want him to notice me yet. Katie. I'm rooming with Katie right now. It's the first name to pop him into my head. Alright, Katie, should be right on. I decide to say nothing else, hoping not to grab Edmund's attention. I know from Charlie that he'll be going on his break soon. I decide to wait and surprise him. Regular large, room for cream, the barista says to Edmund, who hasn't lifted his head from his current drink. Got it. I decide to sit down at a nearby table to wait for him. I glance over the counter occasionally, but don't keep my gaze just in case he notices me. Then they call the name I chose over the counter. I walk over to the drink and pick it up, praying for just one more second so I can surprise Edmund. The cashier lady is the woman who had it handed to me. Edmund has disappeared from sight. He is probably getting off on his break right now. I thank the barista and walk to the cream and sugar counter. The counter is placed in front of the window so I can see outside. The changing of the leaves gives me pause for thought. I've been in this place before so many times, and yet it no longer feels like home. When I took Edmund here the first day he came back to the land of humans, I was a different person at that time than I am now. And I'm coming back after being gone. In some ways, it feels as though I've given my home away to Edmund, as if I left it just in time for him to inherit it. I suddenly feel a small kiss on my cheek from behind. Bad name choice. Edmund whispers behind me, his arms wrapping gently around my waist. Hi, Edmund. You didn't tell me you were back in town. I was hoping to surprise you. You're bad at it. His hands slip down my wrist and rest on the back of my own hands as he kisses me. My cheek again. I can't help but feel a flush of warmth come to my face. Edmund, come on, we're at your work. I'm a prick, and I'm really happy to see you. He kisses again, his kisses begin to slide down my neck and I can feel my skin getting hot. Can we at least go outside? Of course. He grabs my wrist and leads me outside. The air outside is colder than it is inside the coffee shop. Edmund's thumb caresses the back of my hand. He pulls me in close to a hug and wraps his arms around my shoulder. I'm so glad you're back, Kaja. I'm glad to be back. How long are you around? Just for Thanksgiving. Think, what now? Wait, do you seriously not know what Thanksgiving is? No, of course I do. Give me some credit. Granted, I had to ask Charlie about it. But still, yeah, I know what it is now. Oh, that's barely better than what I was assuming. Fine, sure. When Edmund finally releases me from his hug, he turns me around and wraps his arms around me from behind. Tell me all about school. I want to hear everything. You know everything. I want to hear about it from you, not just from type messaging. Type messaging, oh my god, that's adorable. I'm not even going to correct him. Edmund types everything with perfect grammar when he texts me except for lol. He puts lol after every one of his messages. Oh, that's like me. I put XD everywhere. My favorite being, I am really sick today. I vomited twice this morning and needed to see a doctor. Lol. Well, Katie's been bringing a guy back to the apartment, but I'm still not sure if it's like a booty call or if she's seeing him. And classes are going okay. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry, it's not very exciting. It's plenty exciting and I love hearing about it. What about things over here? Edmund has begun playing with my fingers and rubbing his cheek against my hand. Oh, let's see, did you hear about Miguel? No, what happened? Wait, really? He found his dad. Apparently, Miguel told him everything, and after some time, it went pretty well. His dad seems to be pretty understanding about the whole thing, though he had to bring Dustin with him to prove that this weird stuff was actually magic. That's great! Yeah. Frankie's still at that trade school. He won't be coming back for Thanksgiving, but he'll be back for Christmas. I already knew that. His trade school is only a couple of blocks from my university. He comes by for drinks occasionally, but I don't take the time to correct Edmund for that. And Charlie says he has big news, but he isn't saying anything about it right now. But he's been buying lots of fancy stuff and keeps telling me not to move out. He hasn't told me what that's all about yet, though. Any news on Kyle? No, nothing since the letter. We have no idea where he is. I'm sure he'll turn up someday. We all hope so. What about your classes? I like them so far. Really? Yeah. I'm really liking my political science class. I really didn't realize how much people don't like the monarchy. I thought it was just Kyle. Mostly in America, they're pretty okay with it in England. That's only half true. Sure, they have the queen, but it's only as a form of representative, not as an actual state leader. But okay. Oh, okay, but is democracy really that much better? I'd say there's merit in being a constitutional republic, but direct democracy doesn't actually represent. Edmund stops himself and takes a deep breath. Later. Sure. I have to use the restroom before my break is over. Are you free tonight? I'm having dinner with my mom, but after that, yeah, totally. Will I see you at Charlie's? You live there too. Why don't you just call it home? Edmund shrugs over the question and tightens his arm around me. Will I see you there? Yes, I'll be there. Great. Something in his smile still as new as the first day he appeared to me. And somehow I'm reminded, Edmund, you still smile like you're a prince. Oh, come on, please don't. Edmund says, letting me go unceremoniously. Are you sure you're not still a prince? Yes, he says with laughter in his voice. I'm not a prince. I love you and I'll see you tonight. Edmund walks back into work, pulling a cap out of his back pocket and sticking it on his head. I love him too, and it doesn't matter to me if he's a prince. Guess that's the end. I'm a princess now, and he can't tell me otherwise. Okay. You haven't married him though. I like how our main character isn't the normal, super thin, good-looking character, but let's say she has a normal build. She looks pretty much like me. That's quite sad. Alright. That's it. The end. Okay, so my thoughts about this game, although this part is already really, really long. Sorry about that. It was really interesting and it was something different. I talked about it in another part, an earlier part, and how there are no really deciding decisions. Well, except for who to spend your day, your alone time with, that lead you in one path or the other. There's one more on Cal's routes, and you can actually get a good or bad ending with his character. He's the only character with 2 endings. And yeah, it's quite sad that there wasn't always music. Also many backers. And when it came, it was really, really loud, and sometimes it was, let's say, normal volume. I don't know. It's when it was there, it was fitting, but I would have liked it if it was there at all the time. And yeah, it's quite sad that I could only come to like Kyle at the end, or let's say I could understand him more at the end, since it took so long. This is now the 39th or 14th part of this project, and yeah, you could only get to know him better, starting with him meeting Mike and realizing what he really feels, or let's say guessing what he really feels, because we couldn't know. I would have to be on his route to really know, I guess. And yeah, as I said, I think in the last part, I was already quite sure that Edmund was dating Idara really early on, since you didn't want to talk about it, and that only can mean that he probably dated her and, well, hurt her in any way. And I was right. Yeah, that was quite obvious. But I like the conclusion that our character actually, let's say, acted up and spoke her mind, since we kept a lot to ourselves and suffered silently. Well, the other guys did too, and I think the worst of them all would be Charlie, since he's more of a tsundere character. For those of you who don't know, that's just a person that's mean on the outside, actually wants to or cares about everything and everyone on the inside, but doesn't want to show it. And yeah, I think he is one of the people who suffers the most, especially since Adara didn't even remember him although she turned him last year. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I have to let it sit a bit, but yeah, I liked every character in a way, but I still like Frankie and Edmund the most, since they come across like really nice dudes. Miguel is too meek, too shy for me, for my liking. Yeah, well, Kyle is too much Kyle for me to like him, at least in the beginning. When I think if I play it for myself, I'll probably go for him after I go for Frankie and to figure out what he went through and get his good ending. And yeah, and Charlie, I don't know, you don't actually get to really know Charlie. He's like the bear really fits him. He's a bear sitting in the corner watching over everyone and being grumpy all the time. Yeah, I'll probably try his route as well as Miguel's when I have the time, but that won't be now. I have to study for exams. I think this is actually the part that would be uploaded on my exam day. Or is it? Let's see. Oh, one day before I have my exam. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, just one day before my exam. But yeah, since I'm recording this on the 10th, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. I know it's even 2 weeks after my exam. I just remembered since I have the videos for next week recorded and uploaded already, and for the next 2 weeks after, no, I just recorded next week's, so for your last week's, and this is, yeah, it's a week, almost a complete week after my exam. Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so it was a really interesting game, and I would love to play it again, but I'm not sure if I will record myself playing it. If you want to see it again, you can leave me a comment, but I don't think many people will watch it or want to watch it again. Yeah, I hope you like this project, and I'll have to think about what to record next. I'll see you guys then. Bye.